All right, good evening. We're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to the November 17th regular City Commission meeting, starting at 6 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We've got several announcements to go through before we get started with our meeting. Today is the last regular city commission meeting for this sitting commission. Commissioner Binkley was not able to make it, so she had her last meeting a couple meetings ago. So next meeting that you see, we will have a new person in place. This Wednesday at noon is our organizational meeting where the next mayor and mayor pro tem will be chosen by the sitting body. And then our last thing is that the public comment forms. Do you want to make a little speech about that?
Just a reminder, we have a new public comment form. It's in the back on the table. If you want to come up to give public comment, if you could fill that out first, it helps us to be able to follow up with you, provide your information and what you're giving comment on. Some folks have also just chosen to fill it out and hand it to us without giving public comment, which is also a nice way to get comments to us. Just a reminder that it's there and it helps us make sure that we can connect with you. Thank you.
And then one more announcement. This might have been talked about last time. We are now in our 3-week cadence. So during the winter months, we meet every 3 weeks. In the summer months, when there's a lot more business items to go through, we meet every 2 or twice a month. So over the winter, you'll see us meeting about 3 weeks. All right, we will go ahead and do our first order of business, introduction of new employees.
Steve, will you make sure that mic is on?
We are pleased to announce the addition of Public Safety Officer Gregory Suda to our public safety team. Officer Suda brings 3 years of experience in law enforcement. Previously served with the Berrien County Sheriff's Office. He was also a fire officer with New Buffalo and the Bridgman Fire Department. He is a graduate of New Buffalo High School, served the United States Navy, and graduated from Lake Michigan College. Please join us in welcoming Public Safety Officer Greg Suda to the team. We are confident that his expertise and dedication will make a valuable contribution to maintaining a safe and secure environment for everyone. Good evening, everybody.
I'll give you a little clap.
Good evening, everybody. Obviously, you heard my name is Gregory Suda. I'm happy to be a part of the team. I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to show my expertise and my helpfulness within the community. I've been doing public service for a bit now. I enjoy it. I love doing what I do. Between fire and police, both go hand in hand, in my opinion, and I really enjoy that. I also want to thank my wife who's sitting back there, Serenity. A lot of information came from the sheriff's office to St. Joe is a big change for me, but I've enjoyed the embrace of the community and everybody here, along with the citizens of St. Joe.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining our team. We think you'll be a great fit. Thank you. All right. Who's doing we had another introduction of a new employee. Elementi, Greg Elementi. Okay, come on up.
Good evening. I am pleased to announce the addition of Chris Mangold to the water plant team as our new water plant operator. So he will be operating an 8-hour shift, performing tests on water quality, monitoring pump stations and water demand, washing filters. He will be taking a Michigan Eagle F4 examination in the spring. Given his background in biology and chemistry at Lakeshore High School. And I think statistics, there's a project he got 93% on. At Davenport College, he should be a shoe-in to pass the test. So, impressive. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Excited to be here. Excited to learn. Study for my test. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome to the team. Thank you. All right, next item is National Care at Home Month. We have a proclamation.
Yeah, so our partners at Corewell Health asked us if we would proclaim November 2025 National Care at Home Month. And I said I would be happy to do that. So whereas for more than half a century, Care at Home has supported millions of patients nationwide, allowing them to recover from acute illness or injury, navigate activities in their daily lives, or spend their final months at home surrounded by loved ones. Whereas home-based care and support offer a person-centered approach to treatment, including expert medical care, quality symptom control, assistance with essential daily activities, and comprehensive pain management as a foundation of care. Whereas beyond providing physical treatment, Care at Home improves the quality of life for patients by allowing them to remain where they'd like to be most and reside, and continue to integrate with their communities. Whereas in addition to helping patients, home care provides support, respite, and in some cases, counseling services to patients, families, and loved ones. Whereas in an increasingly fragmented and difficult to navigate medical system, home care is one of the areas of healthcare that demonstrates how care can and should work at its best for its patients, offering a full continuum of services. Whereas millions of Americans recovering from acute illness or injury or living with serious life-limiting illness and their loved ones receive care from home health, hospice, or palliative care, home care, and Medicaid home and community-based service providers in communities throughout the United States each year. Whereas home care organizations are advocates and educators in advanced care planning that helps individuals make decisions about the care they want and empowers them to be the architects of their care plan. Whereas the central philosophy of home care puts patients first, ensuring a coordinated and person-centered approach to care, protecting patients' choice and access to individualized service based on a patient's unique care needs and wishes. Whereas Care at Home is a valuable resource that should be available for all Americans. And whereas our local nonprofit hospice and palliative care center, Corewell Health Hospice and Palliative Care of Southwest Michigan, formerly Caring Circle, has served the community for over 40 years. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this commission, by virtue of the authority vested in it by the city of St. Joseph, Berrien County, Michigan, do hereby proclaim November 2025 as National Care at Home Month and encourage citizens to increase their understanding and awareness of home hospice and palliative care, discuss their healthcare wishes with their families, and observe this month with the appropriate activities and programs.
Great. Do we have someone from Corewell who was here that wanted to say, okay, come on up. Two people.
Thank you for reading that very lengthy proclamation. So my name is Angela LaBarca and I work for Corewell Health Hospice and Palliative Care and Community Relations person. This is Joan Hildebrand. She's one of our board members. So thank you for that recognition. I just would like this opportunity to just remind people we have been here for 44 years, nonprofit hospice, taking care of everyone in this community, generations of people. No matter where they call home, whether it's at their home, in a nursing home, an assisted living facility, an adult foster care. We've taken care of people in jails, wherever they are, if they are in serious illness and need care, we are providing that care. As a nonprofit, we never turn anyone away for inability to pay. That's never an issue. So that's an ongoing thing. We're also really lucky to work very hard for the National Hospice and Palliative Care Organization in their We Honor Veterans program. So we're a level 5, which is the highest level you can be. So we can train other hospices how to provide that veteran-centric care, because veterans at the end of life often are dealing with things they never want to talk about. And so we do a ton of things for veterans as well. So people are often in hospitals and maybe they are recommended a certain hospice, but we just want people to be aware that you always have a choice of who your hospice is, and we hope you ask for us by name.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Very timely to know about the services you provide veterans, with Veterans Day just being last week. So thank you for sharing that information. All right, now we will move to approval. Do we need a vote on that one? Okay, what are we
Move
gonna?
to approve the proclamation designating the month of November 2025 in the city of St. Joseph as National Care at Home Month.
Support.
All right, any public comment on the matter? All right, Abby, call the roll.
Mayor Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Sorolla?
Yes.
Commissioner Ori?
Yes.
Commissioner Fernandez?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Now we will move to approval of the agenda. What's the pleasure of the commission?
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Support?
All right, Abby, call the roll.
Commissioner Sorolla,
Yes.
Commissioner Olry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fernandez.
Yes.
Mayor Thomas.
Yes. All right, next item is public comment. This is for items that are on our consent agenda or items that are not on our agenda. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Come to the podium, state your name and address.
Who should I hand my little public comment?
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is.
Can we make sure that that mic is on? I think that it's a little bit quiet, I think, for Zoom. Sorry.
Sorry.
No.
No, I just want to make sure everyone can hear you and the people online as well.
Is that better?
Evening, everyone. My name is Nick Ferreira. I'm a resident of St. Joe Township, 2327 Niles Road. I'm here tonight to speak about the upgrades to the skate park at Kiwanis Park, specifically the speed and the quality of the proposed upgrades. A little context about me and why this is important to me. I've ridden BMX bikes for over 30 years now, and I can speak from experience in saying that activities like BMX and skateboarding can positively alter the trajectory of one's life. And it's obvious that St. Joe knows this because you previously invested in a park that allowed participants to progress from beginner to expert levels. This idea of progression brings me to my first issue with the proposed upgrades. It is a significant downgrade from the current park because it does not leave room for kids to fully progress and grow into the sport. And if there's a possibility of phases for the park build out, what I have currently seen does not include a final aspirational design with tiered phases. This would be short-sighted and would end up costing more money in the long run. My second issue with the upgrades is the speed in which they're moving forward. While I certainly commend the city for moving a project along in a timely manner, the pace has been too quick for any meaningful feedback or discussions. From what I understand, the reason for this rush is to save 10% before the builder's pricing goes up in the new year, but a 10% discount on a bad product is still a bad product. I propose the city takes a pause on the project and begins a thorough exploratory phase to ensure that any upgrade is an actual upgrade. Thanks for your time this evening.
Thank you. Other public comment? All right, seeing none, we will move on to the consent agenda. Items include invoice and tax disbursements, assessor appointment, St. Joseph Housing Commission monthly update for September 2025, St. Joseph Housing Commission update, monthly update for October 2025, city right-of-way pole banner policy, baseball and softball field use policy revision, armor level 3A bulletproof vests, and meeting minutes of October 27, 2025. What is the pleasure of the commission?
I move to accept the agenda as presented, the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
All right, Abby, call the roll.
Commissioner Olry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fernandez,
Yes.
Mayor Thomas.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorolla.
Yes.
All right, on to old business, item number 12, second reading ordinance to amend chapter 10 Downtown Development Authority Tax Increment Financing and Development Plan.
Good evening. So tonight I am here to request approval of the second reading of the amendment for the Downtown Development Authority's Tax Increment Financing and Development Plan. As a reminder, the DDA has prepared this over the last few years, working on the TIF to get it through. This amendment lays out several key components of the plan. It updates the list of development projects, adjusts timelines and estimates costs, and shows the TIF capture schedule so it aligns with the improvements that are happening now and those we anticipate in the coming years. In short, this these changes ensures the plan continues to respond to the community's needs, today's economic conditions, and our long-term goals for downtown revitalization. The process leading up to tonight has followed all of the statutory requirements. The Resident Advisory Council reviewed the amendment on the amendment on October 10th and recommended approval, to which the DDA then approved on the 11th. All the public notices were sent out to all the property owners, taxing jurisdictions that levy the taxes. They were all given an opportunity to review the plan. We held the required public hearing on October 27th, which, gave residents and stakeholders an opportunity to share their comments. And also on the 27th, the commission approved the first reading of the ordinance. So, long story short, tonight I am asking that the commission considers approving the second reading of the ordinance.
Thank you, Kelly. Any questions, comments from the commission?
Nope.
No. This was, I wasn't here last time. I was traveling for work and this was something I was really excited. So I'm glad there's a second reading so that I can vote yes on this one. This is just one more way that we can inject life into our city. So, what's the pleasure?
I move to approve the second reading of the proposed ordinance to amend Chapter 10 of the Code of Ordinances, Article 2, Section 10- Financing and Development Plan, and adding sections 10-21 through 10-24.
Support.
Any public comment on the matter? All right, Abby, call the roll.
Commissioner Fernandez,
Yes.
Mayor Thomas.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorolla,
Yes.
Commissioner Ori.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Kelly. On to new business, item number 13, resolution in opposition to Act My Tax.
That one is me. So I suspect that many folks here have heard about the effort underway known as Axe My Tax. This is an effort that aims to eliminate property tax in Michigan. The initiative in total would cut $17.5 billion with a B, billion dollars in funding for schools, roads, recreation, and public safety. Specifically, it would eliminate our property taxes. It would eliminate our millages, including the city's DDA, rubbish, band, and library millages. It would redistribute state tax revenues, funding only essential services and infrastructure, which is specifically defined as public safety, courts, roads, and water infrastructure, and it would remove local control. There are a number of challenges that come with this, as I'm sure you can imagine, including a significant reduction in revenues, which would significantly reduce our ability to support the many things that we care about, including parks and recreation, things like skate parks, things like economic development, property maintenance, our elections, and there's so much more. It would also reduce the level of service we think that we would be able to offer, even on the services that are deemed essential, including public safety and infrastructure. This really is an issue of local control. It's an issue of restricting what the city is able to get done. And what I've shared with you today is a resolution opposing Axe My Tax. For some background and context, this resolution was drafted initially by Hager Township and passed a number of weeks ago. Subsequently, I know that both Chickaming Township and the city of New Buffalo have passed this resolution. There may be other communities that have as well. It was shared countywide, and so I'm bringing it to you tonight as well. In the packet, you can see the Michigan Municipal League, which is a statewide advocate for municipalities, is opposed to Axe My Tax and has provided information. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
I think that's where I first heard of this years ago at a conference through MML, Michigan Municipal League, and they were kind of explaining many years ago the detriment that this would cause to cities and local control and everything like that. So I'm pretty familiar this has been building for a long time and how detrimental it can be. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, at first blush, this sounds great, right? Everybody would like to not have property tax. It's a big burden. I think I'm strongly for property tax reform. I think our current system is broken. However, getting rid of property tax with no alternative funding for necessary services, giving up local control are all reasons that I can't support this. But I do think, and again, I wanted to make note of, I think we desperately need property tax reform. So.
Other comments, questions?
Yeah, as someone that values the ability to control our own destiny, this threatens that. Many of the decisions on our agenda tonight, we wouldn't have the ability to do those types of things if we didn't control. And I think it's much better to have the ability to this commission be able to control, our own budget than trade that for two representatives, maybe if we're lucky, two representatives that will advocate for St. Joe and Lansing. I'd rather make the decision right here. So.
Right.
I move to approve the below resolution as presented.
Support.
Do you have anything, Tess? You wanna add?
No, I echo what everyone else said, and I think that, seeing the Axe My Tax initiative grow so much, I guess I understand the sentiment behind it, but I have yet to see any type of real solution or plan to replace any of these
Exactly.
necessary services.
Exactly.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, that was all.
Okay, yeah, we got a motion and a second. Any public comment on this item? All right, Abby, call the roll.
Mayor Thomas.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorolla,
Yes.
Commissioner Ori,
Yes.
Commissioner Fernandez.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 14, traffic control order.
Give me 1 second, Tim.
Thank you. So in late September, the city received communication from several Lincoln School parents with concerns regarding the school crosswalk at Langley Avenue and Orchard Avenue. And one of the biggest concerns that they raised was vehicles were disregarding the LED flashing signs there for the school crossing when they were activated by the students. So city staff contacted Tim Drews, he's with Avmarsh, to discuss alternatives. We have Avmarsh on retainer, you'll likely recall. Tim in particular has a master's degree in traffic engineering, as well as a professional traffic operations engineer certification and a roadway safety professional certification. The one thing we want to do is anything we implement, we want to make sure that we're making the situation better and not having any unintended consequences that could make things less safe. So that's why we bring Tim in. It's nice to be able to lean on him. The Public Safety Department also deployed the speed sign in order to collect data. It didn't take the group long to come to a consensus that the number one thing that we should do out there is post a crossing guard, that would offer the most bang for the buck, if you will, improve the safety. We did look at the speeds. That's why the sign was out there. We're actually required to post that road at 30 miles per hour. Back in 2021, when the road was built, we look at the geometry, the horizontal alignment, all those things. And we designed that road for a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. And the traffic data confirm that. So state law actually says you look at the 85th percent. They actually kind of softened it a little bit. I'm not going to try to get in and explain that, but basically it meets the requirement for 30 miles per hour and we can't legally change that. So the next thing is, can we put in a school safety zone? And you can do that within 1,000 feet. Again, Tim Drews helped us out with that to make sure that we got all the things done correctly. Before I get into that, I do want to talk a little bit about the crossing guard. Public Safety Officer Chris Cisco, he's also the school resource officer, had budget. He informed the group that he had budget for crossing guards, but he had difficulty filling those positions. So the city advertised for them. We've actually got 3 applications. We're going through the hiring process. So we do expect to be able to post a crossing guard at the intersection soon. Can you go to the next slide, Emily? So this slide shows the limits of the school speed limit zone. And basically it's from Kingsley Avenue to about Mohawk Avenue. As low as we can go is 25 miles an hour. So that's what we're doing. The time slots are from 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. and 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. And what that coincides with is 30 minutes before and after the beginning and the end of the school day. So the actual traffic control order, Steve wrote that up. If there's any questions on that, I'll defer any questions to him, but I just gave the background and why we're requesting the city commission to approve the traffic control order.
What is that lollipop on
A
the?
lollipop is on the signpost, there's a reflectorized strip that goes down it. And I would encourage you to drive down Langley. I did it the other night and it really makes them pop.
Mm.
So what we want to do is get that visibility out there. Whenever we do our, like the Botham Avenue project and that sort of thing, we always add them to the signs because for visibility, they really show up.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much for addressing this. we have a couple Lincoln School parents up here. And so I think we've seen the really, I think how impactful the crossing guards have been at those other stops. So I'm excited to bring that to Langley too. The only thing I want to point out is that I don't think that second time is right.
The afternoon will
Okay,
meet.
school gets out at 3:50. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that sooner.
Oh, okay.
So should this be 3:50 to 4:20?
It gets out at 3:50, so
Mhm.
back that up 30 minutes, it'll be 3:20 to 4:20. Right.
30
Yeah.
to 4:30
Yeah.
after, yeah.
Yeah, 30 before it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that matters for the motion tonight.
I'm
If
not
it
sure. I just
does-
wanted to,
Traffic control, so it's 30 minutes before school starts.
So it's just the presentation. That's
okay,
great.
thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
We actually met with the school and the parents out on site, and I think Tim was the one that put this together and he jotted it down. I guess we just missed, so. sorry
Clearly,
about
Tim
that.
doesn't have Lincoln children.
Yeah, as Tess mentioned, as you know, a fellow Lincoln parent, I see that every day, and this will make a lot of happy parents. So thank you for all the work that went into making that happen.
Yeah, I think in other communities where I've seen these speed zones around the school start and school disbursement, they've been really effective with one thing in mind. They have to be strictly enforced. And that might mean unfortunately, some people that find out the hard way. But unless we're really regimented about enforcing this, the sign's not going to do much. So
Officer Cisco, our school resource officer, is certainly going to be out there enforcing this along with our crossing guard. She's in charge of that.
Right. Once people know that there's a change and it's going to be rigidly enforced, behavior will change.
Yeah, I think a couple tickets will go a long way
Mhm.
in making people change that habit.
How quickly will these changes be implemented?
Greg, you've already ordered the signs, haven't you? Okay, so as soon as we can do the mistigs and Pat O'Malley's schedule to be able to get out there and get it done, so it'll be pretty quickly.
Okay, great. Thank you for your work on this.
Thank everyone for it.
Thank you, everybody. What's the pleasure of the commission?
I move to approve traffic control order number 25-04 as presented to the city commission. This order shall be filed in the office of the city clerk and a copy thereof maintained in the office of the Director of Public Safety of the city of St. Joseph. I further move that that Public Safety Director / Traffic Engineer Steve Newbecker shall ensure relevant road signs, signals, and markings be installed and maintained in accordance with the traffic signs regulation and general directions, giving notice of the Lincoln School speed limit zone.
Support.
Any public comment on this issue? All right, Abby, call the roll.
Commissioner Sorolla,
Yes.
Commissioner Ori,
Yes.
Commissioner Fernandez,
Yes.
Mayor Thomas.
Yes. Thank you. All right, item number 15, Michigan Gas Utility Franchise Ordinance. Lori, is this one yours?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. What you have before you is a proposed ordinance for the Michigan Gas Utility franchise. They filed a petition in I think it was late November last year. They wanted to continue using the public streets, alleys, and other public places to operate its natural gas utilities. The Michigan Constitution requires that be done by franchise from the city. And this is really a continuation of it, even though there's been a little bit of a gap. They've continued to provide the service. The franchise is proposed to be 30 years, which was what it was before, and that's the longest it can be under the Constitution. If you look in your packet, you'll see the current ordinance, and when you compare that to, or I should say the one that's expired, when you compare that to the one before you today, there are a lot more details in this ordinance that helps clarify what the responsibilities of Michigan Gas Utilities is. Some of the differences are that it better defines their responsibilities, who would pay in the event some services need to be moved. They agree that they'll belong to the MISDIG program or successor agency, something like that, because one of the big concerns is that the engineering department has schematics of where the utilities are located, and that's been a little bit difficult to obtain. Their insurance coverage is also increased, and there are a lot more just kind of standard contract details. that we put in this ordinance. And they've been really good to work with. It just took a while to get the process back and forth and through their systems as well as ours. So really, there's nothing change-wise other than just clarifying the terms of it. So again, because it is done by ordinance, this is a request for a first reading of that ordinance.
And we'll do another reading then? at the-
Second
yeah.
reading in December.
Thank you. Questions?
30 years just seems like a really long time. Is that standard? I mean,
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that by state law?
The Constitution kind of lays that
Okay.
out, but yes, and that's what they always tried to go for. I mean,
Yeah.
it's mutually beneficial in the sense that you
Right.
want to make sure that you have the utilities provided to residents and businesses.
Mhm.
And they also have a lot of expense incurred in maintaining that, so they want to have as long as possible.
thank you. Yeah, just looking ahead. I want
Mhm.
to make sure I'm making the right decision for 30 years out.
Definitely.
All right, what's the pleasure of the commission?
I move to approve a first reading of the Michigan Gas Utilities Corporation franchise ordinance as presented.
Support.
Any public comment on this issue? All right, Abby, call the roll.
Commissioner Ori,
Yes.
Commissioner Fernandez,
Yes.
Mayor Thomas.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorolla.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 16, MOCC 2025 determination of salaries.
That's me.
Mhm.
Yes, so every 2 years, the Municipal Officers Compensation Commission, or MOCC for short, meets to determine whether to recommend changes in the city commissioner compensation. If the MOCC recommends a change in compensation, it becomes effective 30 days after it is officially filed with the city clerk's office, unless it's rejected by a 2/3 majority of the city commission. The MOCC met on October 16th, 2025 to discuss a pay increase. They all agreed that they wanted to offer an increase. And after a lengthy discussion about offering a lump sum increase versus a percentage increase, they determined that a 4% increase based on inflation was most suitable. The 2025 determination of salaries was finalized and filed with the city clerk on October 29th, 2025. That form is attached in the packet. The MOCC voted 3-0 to recommend an increase in the commissioner's compensation as follows. Mayor would be from 5,600 to 5,824. Mayor Pro Tem from 3,600 to 3,744 per year. And commissioner from 3,100 to $3,224 per year. To accept the recommendation, no action is required. However, if the city commission wishes to reject the MOCC recommendation, it should make a motion adopting a resolution to that effect. The motion would need to pass with at least 4 commissioners or a 2/3 vote voting in support of the rejection. If the city commission takes no action or a motion to reject the recommendation does not pass with a 2/3 vote, the MOCC's recommendation will become effective 30 days after the filing date on November 28th, 2025.
And since we only have 4 commissioners, is that now we would need 3 out of the 4 for tonight's purposes?
Correct.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. So
I think it's 4, actually. It's 4 of the total.
of total.
commission
Okay,
seats,
so,
yeah.
it's not
so to
who's
reject it, we would need all 4 of us to reject it.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
my understanding.
Thank you. Okay. Do we have a motion? Hearing none?
Oh,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I've been thinking quite a bit about this because I see both sides of this coin. I think all of us up here understand that we work this as more even than a part-time job, and the compensation doesn't really reflect that. On the other side, understanding how much the city needs, how many big financial decisions we've made. I know it's not a lot of money, but it's so important when we're talking about taxpayer money. So my, right now, and open to conversation about it, right now, I would actually move to reject the increase.
Just leave it how it is
Go ahead.
currently.
Just keep it, so the way I understand this is, so I would like to make a motion to reject the MOCC recommendation. which means that we would not increase,
Keep what we have currently.
keep just what we have currently, which we already did, 2 years ago. I understand inflation, these things, all happen, but it just seems like that is where I am leaning right now. And again, open to conversation.
My thoughts, just, we do these meetings, but we also have a lot of committees and other boards and a lot of things that we do outside of this, emails, phone calls, all the things that we do. Obviously, we're not in it for the money because that's not a lot of money for any kind of full-time job, part-time job whatsoever. I also think some amount of compensation is appropriate because there are people who, rely on a full-time job and they do rely on financial compensation. And so to have that little bit, even a 4% increase is allowing for people of all walks of life to be able to serve on a commission such as this. So any amount of money is helpful for the work that we do up here. So either the pay increase or not, it's not really that huge of an increase. I'm happy with either one.
It's about $6 per meeting.
Yeah.
The payoff in this is not a monetary one. It's, being able to participate in those decisions that will hopefully lead us on a better path 30 years from now. That said, I don't believe in free labor, but I could get behind just declining a pay increase. I certainly don't need that.
I'm fine with that. It's symbolic more than anything. It's $6 per meeting, but
It is, yeah.
yeah, that's fine. We'll stay the same. So people know that we're committed to trying to find efficiencies where we can. We just found $6 per meeting times 5.
So you see, and I think that's important that we just look at all these small pieces. So
Is that your
that would be my motion. Yeah. So,
I would second
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so my motion would be to, let's see if I can do this. My motion would be to reject the recommendation of the MOCC.
Support.
Any public comment on the matter? All right, Abby, call the roll.
Commissioner Fernandez,
Yes.
Mayor Thomas.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorolla,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Ree.
Yes.
All right, thank you for that. And we now have item number 17, Downtown Development District Liquor License, Silver Beach Hotel.
Good evening again. So as a reminder, back in July, the city commission adopted a resolution establishing a development district under MCO 436.1521A1B, creating a district that allows qualifying businesses within it to apply for a DDA liquor license, provided they meet a few key requirements set by the state. Just as a reminder, those requirements must be located in a building where at least $75,000 has been invested in new construction, rehab, or restoration within the last 5 years, or they must be committed to spending that level of investment before a license is issued. The business must operate in a dining, entertainment, or recreation capacity. And third, they must be open to the general public and provide seating for at least 25 people. Gosh, I can't talk tonight. The Silver Beach Hotel, located at 100 Main Street, is requesting the commission's approval to take the next step in this process and submit their application to the Michigan Liquor Control Commission. This action simply allows them to move forward. The state ultimately makes, the final determination. They did submit an application on October 23rd. Department of Public Safety has looked at it and is okay with it. And the DDA did recommend approval this morning at their meeting. So this is just along the same lines as what we've done, the library and the community tap room.
Wine
St. Joe
shop.
Wine shop.
Wine
Yep.
shop, yeah. Excellent. Questions from the commission?
Kelly, was there a liquor license there previously, or do you know the history of that? Because I was curious as we're approving a new one, where the old one went.
About that this morning. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I know in the past there was an establishment there, and I don't know if it didn't transfer with the new owners, which I'm not sure when. Emily, do you have any background?
I don't. I think there was a liquor license at some point. There was a bar there. I don't know where it went. If the previous owner sold it, I don't know.
So part of this process that I guess I didn't mention is they have to exhaust all the other avenues for obtaining a traditional liquor license. So whether it's there's none available, they have to prove to the state that they covered all their bases to obtain a traditional one.
Okay, thank you. I was just Just curious.
No, that has come up again, so
Yeah.
Good note. And this just, like you mentioned, this allows, the path. This is ultimately going to be reviewed by the State Liquor Commission. So, yeah, this seems to meet all of our criteria though for the tools. So, any other questions? All right, based on that, I move to approve the resolution approving the Silver Beach Hotel's request for a Class C liquor license in the DDA development area.
Support.
Any public comment on the matter? All right, Abby, call the roll.
Mayor Thomas.
Yes.
Commissioner Sorolla.
Yes.
Commissioner Olry.
Yes.
Commissioner Fernandez.
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you. All right, we are on to reports. We have the RRC report.
Good evening, Commissioners. Recently, we earned our certification through the Redevelopment Ready Communities Program through the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. And so I'm just up here to give a quick report on the work that went into that and what it means for our community. So going to the next page.
Just scroll down.
There you go.
All right. Here we are. So for those who don't know, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation was established in the 1990s. Its main purpose is to bring in business and economic vitality to the state. They're a public-private partnership at the state level. Something I learned that I didn't know before is they're responsible for the Pure Michigan campaign. So that was a neat fact. Their Redevelopment Ready Communities program is really all about simplifying processes for people who are looking to either develop as a business, but as well as residents too, who are looking to maybe expand their property, get new building permits, that sort of thing. It's all about streamlining information. So on the next page. So this is something we've been working on for almost a decade, 9 years. Way back in 2017 in January, MEDC announced that you had to be certified in order to be eligible for grants. And this was a new program. And so we brought it to the commission. We resolved that we wanted to pursue this and off we went. A big part of that process was going through, and there were 41 criteria that we had to meet as a city. So we had to complete a self-evaluation, resolve to take action on that. So you can kind of see there about the midway point. December 2018 was when our first initial self-report came back. We were about halfway there. And so 2019, we submitted our update. We moved from 20 out of 41 to 29 criteria met. There were a few changes to the program in 2021 and then again 2022, where the criteria was changed quite a bit and the program was split into essentials and certified. And so then, we did some more work and here we are with our official certification.
Thank you. And are you still going?
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
No, I have a couple more pages. So this
Don't wanna
slide
celebrate too
has
soon.
a million words on it and they're super teeny tiny. These are all of the different expectations. And so there are 5 best practices. There's 41 criteria, but there's 96 expectations that you have to meet in order to become certified. Just different check boxes. When it comes to creating like a downtown plan, for example, it needs to include very specific items. So it takes 46 of these expectations to be met in order to reach the essentials tier and 91 in order to be certified. And so we've met 91 of those criteria. Next slide. So this is specifically what we have done as a city in order to become certified. You can see the 4 pictures in the back are 4 plans that came about as part of this Redevelopment Ready community process. And when you think of these plans are, 50 to 90 page documents that are based off of community engagement and research and planning and analysis. And so each of these documents is a huge amount of work. but kind of 4 buckets that the city really worked on to get this certification. New documents and defined plans listed there, revised and updated ordinances. So this was modernizing some of our ordinances, introducing a bit more flexibility, making sure that our ordinances weren't outdated in a way that would stop any progress, either residential or commercial, from moving forward. A lot of transparency and ease of use. So that's whether that's creating flow charts or writing more detailed instructions on how to go through the process of applying for a permit. You can see there are quite a number of things that we've done over the past 10 years to get there. And then just in general, better processes. So internal efficiencies and tracking. So on the next page. So what's next as part of this program? So really one of the big perks is that MEDC's redevelopment service team will work with us to implement best practice 6 is what they call it. So you can see the check boxes here. It's all about identifying and prioritizing where we want to grow as a community. And so that's looking at specific properties. It's taking into account all the plans that are required that we made are to really define what the vision for our community is for the future, specific to St. Joe. So not just kind of opening our doors and whoever wants to come in can come in and do what they want, but specifically defining who are we as a community and what type of development do we want to attract. And so the next step then is to actively market and recruit that development. So finally, on the last slide, I have a couple of pretty pictures here from some of our plans. This is really about continuing to grow the community, but the main point I want to nail home, drive home here is that it's about encouraging development that's right for St. Joseph specifically. And so this is something we're really proud to have achieved to make it a lot easier for both our residents and potential developers to come into the city. But that at the end of the day, it's all about who we are as a community and who we want to be.
Now you're done? All right, thank you. Thank you. That was a lot. This is a really big deal that we got this. You saw 9 years of work, that probably a lot more than that too, and a lot of staff hours and time that went into this. So I just wanted to bring this little medal in here, have Emily bring it and
Not
show it
so
to
little.
everybody. This huge plaque here, and show off all the hard work that staff has done for a very long time. So thank you for staff here currently and staff that are no longer employed with us. So, and past commissioners, I'm sure they had to pass certain things too. So.
How many communities currently in the county have this?
You want me to take it, Kayla? We were the first in the county.
Yes, I knew.
I am thrilled to share that we were the first in the county. I have heard rumors that there will be a second following close on our heels very soon, but they'll have to announce that in their own commission meeting.
Yeah, it's really, really important for any developer that wants to come in here and look at a project. It lets them know that all these boxes have been checked, the ease of them operating within their goals. It's just significantly easier for them. And it really says that we're open for business and that we're interested in people approaching us about development opportunity. We still have all of the review processes in place, and we still have the ability to guide them, tell them what we want in the development, and even say no. But we've already seen the fruits of this. There's been a significant increase of interest in St. Joe. Cornerstone had a developer group come through a couple of weeks ago, and St. Joe was really kind of the talk of Western Michigan. So it's all good stuff.
I mean, this has become one of my favorite things to talk about, recently, but it just gives us the ability to, as we look at our city and what it's going to take to get it to where it needs to be, 30 years from now, we're not going to acquire new city. We have to, the only way to make more St. Joe is to redevelop within St. Joe. And, this is just such a great tool to help us control and have the resources to envision and then create, the more St. Joe we want to see in St. Joe. So I love it.
Anything else?
Good job.
Yeah.
That took a lot, Emily and team. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they deserve a hand.
Ultimate project.
Thank you. I am
manager there.
thrilled to get to take this over the finish line, but there has been so much hard work by so many people. Kristen started this 9 years ago.
Mm.
Kelly and Kayla have contributed, others have contributed. It's been a huge lift.
And
Kudos
that's
to
why-
them.
That's why we wanted to make a report and celebrate it tonight, so.
For sure.
Thank you. No action on that. So that moves us along to city manager comments.
Just quickly, as always, Abby and her team were just phenomenal during the election. Things here in the city of St. Joseph ran so smoothly, and she and her team know just what they're doing. So congratulations to Abby. I love watching her work on election day. I also just wanted to call out what a little comms can do. We've been trying to hire crossing guards for what I understand to be quite some time. And Kayla put her head together with the team and got the word out on social media, and we had interest. And I just am so appreciative that we have someone who is able to help us communicate with the community in a more meaningful way. It is paying off, and watching Kayla work with the team is fantastic. And Brooke stole my thunder a little bit, but just wanted to remind everyone the organizational meeting, which will be where we get our new commission in place and appoint our mayor and mayor pro tem is scheduled for Wednesday at noon. So hope to see some of you there.
Thank you. That's it
That's it.
for you. Okay, commission comments.
Yeah, I just want to acknowledge our communication team for a separate achievement. Just noticing on Facebook and some other social media, some of the photographs and highlight of St. Joe around Christmas, around the holidays. It's really fantastic when you look at that. You know, I've lived here my whole life. I've seen the lights go up many times, and it's amazing. But the way you put the presentation together and have it out there, why anyone wouldn't want to visit St. Joe, I can't imagine. So a credit to what you're doing and getting the assets of our city displayed for others to come visit.
Others?
Luminary is this Friday, right?
Yes.
It is, yeah.
Yes.
All right, a couple other things we had recently. The Daughters of the American Revolution put on a really nice celebration for Veterans Day this past week over on Lake Bluff Park. I was really happy with the turnout. We had a lot of great veterans there to celebrate. We had some nice speakers there as well, so thank you to them. Also, Light Up the Bluff. We're not going to meet before then, so just a reminder that that is on December 5th, 6 p.m.
Okay.
6 p.m. Light Up the Bluff. Come help light the tree. It's always a really nice time, and hear the St. Joe Choir sing. So I think that's it for this evening. All right, we will go ahead and end the meeting at 6:53.